Hey everybody, welcome back to our Factorio playthrough. This is going to be, what are we on now? Episode 12. Awesome. So in the last episode, we set up some oil, pumping, oil pumping, which we are loading onto trains. And the trains are bringing those down here. Probably should get a radar over here, but my guess is that um, all of those storage tanks for the crude oil are full, and we might even be close to filling up. Well, no, we're not, but yeah, well, these are basically full. So we've got tons of oil stored up and tons more to crack, so the trains aren't running right now. And our goal for this one, after we've set up sulfur down here and red chips right here, is to create blue science. So we ran the sulfur all the way back up here, even though we don't need to. The same with the red chips. And we can create oil up here, blue science up here, and connect it up with the military science so we can do some more research. So two goals for today is to get that research up and running, but we also need to create some more power. We don't have enough power going on here. So if we look at these squares, there's two boilers in each square. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. And we want to put in another batch of 16. So we're going to need 16 of these. 1, 2, 3, and 1. So I right click for 5, 3 times, and 1. And then we're going to need some of this, which is shortage of iron. And that will be 16 times 2 is 32. So we'll go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 1, 2. Okay, we could probably actually speed that up if we grab some gears and maybe some pipe as well. Okay, let's try that again. How many do we have? We have 20, 30, 2. And let's save this game as episode 12. Okay, let's resume. Okay, so we should have all that we need there. And one thing I noticed before we do all of that is to, if I can get them all, is these green chips are taking up the spot that is meant for red chips. Actually, oh no, we need to put them on the back side, don't we? Okay, so we need to get red chips on this belt right here. Okay, and okay, because we want to be able to create, oops, did I just do that? We want to be able to create our stack inserters. So let's see if we can just pull off this top until we get these reds all the way through. Then we'll go deal with our power situation. Do we have? And we'll actually set those up now that we've got red chips coming through here. So we'll watch until that goes from green until red. Okay. Green. And we'll say, fill this up until we've got 200. Probably want some of those. And these need that. Oh, they also need gears. Forgot about that. Okay. Oh, look at that nice rainbow of inserters. Okay. Purple. We don't really need a lot of those. Maybe just like one stack. Might use those for like nuclear power. And then we have stack filter inserters. Okay. Probably just one stack of these too. I don't really use these a whole lot. So give those a little boost. Okay, where did... Oh, my car's over there. Well, I won't worry about it. I'll just run up here. So with power, one thing that I've noticed is a lot of people just talk about how much you can run on a single pump for water, but they don't always talk about the belts. And if you do the math, you can only support, like, I think it's 34 or 35 or something like that. I think it's 34. You can support 34 boilers with one yellow belt. You can support like 20 boilers with one pump, or 40 or something like that. But anyways, if you just go off the water, you won't have enough coal on your belt to support it all. So this isn't even pumping out. Doesn't look like it's pumping out a full belt, but it looked like there was just some gaps. Just make sure that that's running completely evenly. Okay, so let's get some stuff over here. And so we'll just double our power. And hopefully before we run into power problems again, we can set up nuclear power, which honestly isn't too bad. Okay, and get these now. Oh, yeah, these aren't going to be far enough. These are always hard to space. You can never do it right. I should probably just run a big length of pipe and then just run these all the way down. Okay. So that effectively doubled our power. Hooray. Got a little bit more leeway there. And so now we've got green inserters going. That's great. So we can focus on getting this science set up. So we we pretty much have everything that we need for blue science because we've got sulfur and advanced circuits, red circuits, and we've got steel and iron right here that we can tap into. And we should have enough to generate it. If not, we can pull another line or something. So let's get going on that. So we know that we need 24 assembly machines for the sulfur, and then we need 2 engine units per each. How long do engine units take? They take 10 seconds, but we need 2. So in 20 seconds we can make 2, which is what we need. So basically, if we look at what we create, if we can make 2 engines in 20 seconds, that means we would need 20 assembly machines to make 1 per second, and that would supply the 24 that are making that need 1 per second with what they need, because they need 2. Is that right? Yeah. So it's basically 20 engine assembly machines will support the 24. I think that's right. Probably check the math on that. If you go to the Factorio cheatsheet.com, you can select a science pack, and it'll say, hey, if you want 24 of these running, this is what you need. And yeah, it is 20 machines making engines. 20 machines making engines will make 2 every second. And that's what we need for science, is 2 every second. There we go. Okay, so engines. And if we want to dig down, we have engines, but not only do we have engines, but we need to create pipes and gears at the same time. And the ratio, or not necessarily the ratio, but if you have one machine creating gears, it will create all the gears that you need. And then because pipes are not slower, but you create, sorry, getting ahead of myself. We create 2 gears per second. We also create 2 pipes per second, but the engines don't consume them equally. We consume 1 gear and 2 pipes. So 1 gear assembly machine will support all 20. You notice we only need 1 gear to make an engine unit, and with 10 seconds. So it's we can create, in 10 seconds, we can create 20 gears. So this is fine. This will work. But we need twice as many pipes. So we'll need those creating and putting on the belts, and then we want to create engines, which also require the steel. So we need a little engine setup, and then we need we need a little pipe and gear setup, and then we'll create a little engine setup. So we could maybe create that just right here in this space. Might be nice if we could cram it in this space. If we keep with our theme, it might be a little bit tight, but we could extend it up here along with the ingredients. And maybe finish blue science off up here. So let's do that. So if we have a gear assembler and outputting here, and then we have 2 pipe assemblers, we just need to get that over there. So we might need a little bit more room. If we put this here, so let's bring that up. Okay, so let's put our pipes here. And let's put our gears here. I'm wondering if we can kind of fit this in so that we can have like all of our stuff going this way. I don't know, that might get too crazy. We got plenty of room. Let's just start here. Okay, so how about we actually grab, before we completely start, let's grab some green inserters. Would be nice. And let's grab some belts. Probably have enough undergrounds. Okay, should have enough for everything. Okay. Okay, so there's that, and now we need steel. And we want an output belt for the engines. So maybe we go start right here. Okay. We look at these, pretty minimal. Like, we don't need super fast inserters for these. Okay, so let's copy this. And between grabbing and placing on the belt, let's see what we can do here. So let's see if we can design what's needed in this section between the poles, and then we can just copy that to get to our 20. We'll copy that 5 times. So we need steel, obviously, and then we need to also be able to output here, and we need to be able to grab these gears. So we've got to do some undergroundage with these. Maybe like that. Oops, not like this. One more. There we go. Okay, so these can grab here, and now we can reverse this, and it can grab there. Okay, so now we just need to do the same on this side. So we need to be able to grab the steel here, so we need a space here. So we need to go maybe something like that. So these can grab, and these can place, and these can grab. Yeah, this is a pretty common pattern to see. I don't know if the belts exactly look like this, like maybe they have different spacing here, but you can basically do that for a lot of recipes that have this many ingredients. Okay, so we're going to, how about we change this to just go like that. Yeah, that should work. Okay. Sweet. Okay, so we just need that. So that's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. And I think we didn't get this part right, but we'll... that's all we need. Okay. Probably if we used reds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If we used red belts, we could get all the way here. So let's drag our power poles, because then we can drag our assembly machines. Oops. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Out of reds. Can we just make some real quick? Two more. Okay. So it would help if we actually had, you know, 2 pipe machines instead of 1. Okay. Sweet. So now we have all the ingredients for that. We can use this same setup for our blue science, where we have 2 belts of ingredients. So 2 belts on this part with the output running right through here. We can basically copy that same pattern. We just need to do that in a stack of 24. Right here we have 20, so it's basically this same pattern, like just right here. And then we just need to do it one more time, like that. And let's just, how many reds do we need? 48. Let's go grab some. Let's just grab a stack real quick. Let's try it with that too. Let's just see. Upgrade it here. Speed that up a bit. Okay. Oops. Dragging through these works fine as long as you get it right on. Not like that. I forget to just hold the mouse button and use my arrow keys to place them down. Okay, let's switch this to blue science. And there we go. Okay, so, you know, I've got all this extra sulfur. Let's just chuck it with that. And I can pick this back up. Okay, so if we use red belts instead, so let's get rid of this. We can go all the way here. That looks pretty cool. Sweet. Okay. Output. Sweet. Okay. All right, look at that. Kind of nice little jog here, but we are creating blue science, chemical science. Nice. And let's run it here. Here we go. Awesome. So this is not getting engines because I forgot that. Let's just make sure each one is working, and they are. Sweet. All right, that opens up lots of good stuff. So, um, I think what we'll want to do first is get uranium processing, and then we are going to make a beeline for uh, advanced oil processing. So, yep, beeline for advanced oil processing. No, a beeline for construction robots, which are right here. So here's our chain to do it. We go with advanced oil processing, lubricant, engines, robotics, construction robotics. Nice. So the goal then for our next episode or episodes, now that we've got Blue Science going, and will be to set up uranium mining, which is clear down here, not the end of the world. We're probably going to not worry about training this in because we're going to continue to be building down this way. We'll probably just set up our uranium mining, processing right next to it. And then we can actually just use this space for creating like a nuclear reactor. And not creating it, but creating a nuclear power just like right in here. So what we are going to need for that is sulfur. If you want to do uranium mining, you have to use sulfur. Like the miners have to be filled with sulfur. So we're going to need to set up sulfur. Oh, not sulfur, sulfuric acid. We're going to need to set up sulfuric acid. And we're going to need to create our centrifuges, which will be right here. And then once we mine them and use the centrifuges, we're going to, work on creating these uranium-235s, which we can then process into fuel and just get a huge boost in power and basically never worry about power again for the rest of the game. So let's actually spend the last few minutes looking at that and what we're going to need to do that. One, two, three, four. We're going to need to balance these. Oops. Okay, so cranking out a ton of sulfur. We don't really need a ton of it for the red science. In fact, you only need like 2 of these to support red science. But we are going to need to support sulfuric acid. So let's actually look at getting that set up. If we look at sulfuric acid, we need iron plate, sulfur, and water to make 50 sulfuric acid in a chemical plant. So let's grab some of these. We've got pipes. We have storage tanks still. So we're just going to complete our little chemical block here with sulfuric acid. Okay. So sulfuric acid needs sulfur, 5 sulfur, 1 iron plate, and it takes 1 second. So we've got to be able to quickly crank stuff in there. If we look at our stack inserters, hand stack size 1 plus 3, they can rotate 720 degrees per second. So if we use green, we can grab everything that we need off of one belt. But half a belt's only going to deliver 7.5 items per second. So we probably want, we might want sulfur running. So we need water and it pumps this out, but we need to grab iron and we need to grab sulfur. And how do we want to do this? Luckily, these inputs are the same, as well as these. So we can do something like this to provide space to grab stuff off a belt here and grab stuff off a belt here. And we don't need to insert anything off because here's our product coming out. So what if we ran sulfur on the outside belt and we ran 1 line of iron on the inside, and then let's copy that and rotate it. This still needs to go this way. Like that. Sure. And this is easily expandable. Oops. Yeah, let's see like that. Sure. It's not necessarily the most efficient. Could do something with undergrounds and stuff right there, but who cares? It will work. Should work. Okay. Let's make it symmetrical. Okay, so now let's store this. And we just need to give it some water. Two spaces. Give it a water pump. Oh, not there. That won't work. Let's see. That won't work either. I don't want to get water in from here because then we can't expand it. So how about that? There we go. It's going to crank that up right away. Okay, so there's sulfur. And sorry, sulfuric acid. Now, look how quickly we burned through that blue science. So what do we got available now? We've got centrifuges, sweet. We've got robots. We've got robot frames. We've got lubricant. We've got electric engines. We've got everything we need to work on setting up nuclear power and setting up robots. So let's just go ahead and turn this one on because this is going to take a while. Okay, this needs concrete, which we have a nice supply of. So we'll turn this off now and grab that. Just give it a boost. Okay. Okay, so let's set up, how about 24? Sure. Okay, and we have extra concrete, so let's throw that in there. And I mean, that should be enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. How many is that? 5. That's That's enough for 10, so we need some more. That's 24. Actually, you can turn back on if you want. All right, so there's concrete. We need gears. And we need that. And we need steel. Okay. Yeah, it's going to take a while, but we'll just let those build up. I mean, if we want to give it a boost, we can go to our red chip buffer and just give this a boost as well. And yeah, how many does that take? 100. And we just gave it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure. Cool. Okay, so that's going to create our centrifuge. Let's go dump off this blue science in the labs. And let's get rid of our sulfur. Okay. No pollution issues. Okay, that's a great place to end. We wrapped up blue science. We got sulfuric acid, so we're getting the materials that we need for... Oh, what happened here? What happened? Getting the materials that we need for uranium mining and processing. We can hopefully set that up next time. And now, I think what we'll want to do is set up, temporarily at least. We'll want to create a little spot to do what people sometimes call a robot rush, where it's not necessarily this full-blown thing to create a ton of robots. It's just going to start trickling in robots. And right next to it, I think we can also build a little strip mall for creating stuff to have, like armor and stuff like that. So let's look at that. Power armor. That's something we want. So we'll queue that up and look at that next time. Start getting all the things. Okay, thank you. This was episode... What are we on? 12. Episode 12. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.